Part 2 of believing in yourself. That's exactly what the dog did. Ouch, ouch, cried Joey as the mad, sick dog bit him on the arms and the legs. And then it happened. The invisible enemy, the rabies germs that were hiding in the dog, traveled from the dog's foaming mouth into the little boy. Help, help, Joey shouted. Daddy, please help me. Joey's father heard and he ran out of his cottage to see what was the matter. When he saw the dog biting his little boy, he was terribly afraid. Yes, he was a big, strong man, but he was afraid. Sometimes even daddies are afraid. But Joey's father was brave. He ran toward the dog. Get away, he shouted at the dog. He waved his arms and stamped his feet. The dog did run off. Joey's father chased the dog back through the gate. When the dog was safely behind the fence, Joey's father carefully closed the gate, but the damage had already been done. The little boy was lying on the ground, crying and bleeding. He had been bitten 14 times. I'm afraid my boy is going to be very sick, said Joey's father to himself. His father picked Joey up. Did you tease that dog? He asked. Yes, Daddy, and I'm sorry, whispered the Joey. He was badly hurt, and he felt very tired. I'll take you home, said his father sadly. He was sad because he knew the terrible thing that had happened to his son. The little boy now had the invisible enemy, the rabies germs, hiding inside of him. Soon he was not only hurt and tired, he was sick. Everyone who knew Joey was sad. Everyone knew that if a person was bitten by a sick, mad dog, that person would surely die. Before long, the sick dog died. It was very quiet in Joey's home. His parents did not know how to help Joey. They could only wait. Then one day, there was news. Joey's mother saw it first, and she shouted for joy. Wonderful, wonderful, she cried. How could she think anything was wonderful when her little boy was dying? What do you think she read in the newspaper? A doctor of science has found a way to save people like Joey, she said. He says sick people like Joey have been invaded by an invisible enemy. He has found the enemy and he has also found a way to kill it. Do you know who the man was? Of course, it was Louis Pasteur, the man who believed in himself. He had known he was right and he had done what he set out to do. Father, we'll need a carriage, said Joey's mother. We must take Joey to Paris to see Dr. Louis Pasteur. Perhaps he can save Joey's life. Joey's father ran. He hired a fine carriage and a stout and able coachman. 6 fast white horses were hitched to the carriage. Joey's parents wrapped Joey up in warm, soft blankets and put him into the carriage. I wish the dog hadn't died, Joey said sadly. At least I wish I hadn't poked that dog with a stick. Let's go, shouted the coachman. We haven't a second to lose. Hurry, said Joey's mother as the horses galloped down the long, long road to Paris. Hurry, pleaded Joey's father. Even the trees beside the road seemed to whisper, hurry, hurry, faster, faster. They were tired and dusty when they arrived at Louis Pasteur's door, but they were happy to be there. They knocked, and Louis Pasteur opened the door and welcomed them. Dr. Pasteur, said the mother as she smiled a brave smile. We have come a long way to see you. Our little boy was bitten by a mad dog, and he's very sick. Can you help us? Perhaps, said Louis Pasteur. I have found a way to kill the invisible enemy, those rabies germs that hide inside of sick animals. Perhaps I can kill the ones that are hidden in your little boy. I have invented a vaccine, explained Louis Pasteur. In my vaccine are magical soldiers with bright eyes that can see in the dark. When they see the invisible enemy inside of Joey, my magical soldiers, who are very strong, will kill that enemy. Joey had been put into bed. When he heard Louis Pasteur say this, he rose up a little. Oh, Pasteur, he said. Dr. Pasteur, do you mean your magical soldiers will be inside of me? Yes, said Louis Pasteur. Joey looked puzzled. But how will they get there? Very easily, said Louis Pasteur. My magical soldiers can march through long needles and into little boys. They march together like a mighty army. But needles hurt, said Joey. Sometimes, admitted Dr. Pasteur. But can you be brave, Joey, while my magical soldiers march into you? I'll be very brave, promised Joey. Then you will be the very first person to have a shot of my rabies vaccine, said Louis Pasteur. This worried Joey's father. The very first person, he wondered, will it be dangerous? Are you sure your vaccine will work on a little boy? I believe it will, said Louis Pasteur, and he gave Joey his shot. The magical soldiers marched into the little boy. When they got inside Joey, they found that it was dark. The magical soldiers peered here and there with their magical eyes. At last they spotted the enemy, those rabies germs that had always been invisible, until now. At first, they saw only 12. Can you see them too? They knew they were really millions of germs inside Joey. You'll never beat us, said the terrible germs. Yes, we will, cried the magical soldiers. The battle began. The magical soldiers attacked the invisible enemy and fought bravely. It wasn't very comfortable for Joey. Would you be comfortable if you had an army of magical soldiers fighting a war inside of you? But as the soldiers in the rabies vaccine killed more and more of the enemy, Joey felt better and better.